Hello everybody. Today short review of the River Quartermaster knife. The company itself, River, I don't think that it needs a special introduction. If you found this video on YouTube, then most probably you already know what is the River Knives company, what they do, what are their products, and yeah, basically I don't need to convince you to them. The knife itself, I got it for 1 month probably. It was created in a cooperation with Vehement or Vehement. I'm not sure whether H should be silent in that case. And of course with River knives. There is interesting story behind this knife creation. It is based on a knife design that was used by US military during the Second World War in Pacific area, but it was also like acquired by families of soldiers that were fighting in Europe and sent to them because it was such a good design and such a good all-purpose knife that was simply working. As the name suggests, it was used by quartermaster units, so mainly let's call it a camp knife, but it's a very good all-rounder. I must say, I must admit. The size would be 15 centimeters, the length of the blade itself, which makes, in my opinion, a very good versatile knife. It is long enough to chop wood, to make some aggressive work, but it's still short enough to do some precise work. It's very handy, fast in hand. I really like it. The thickness of the blade is 4.2 4.2 millimeters, of course. So again, it is thick enough to endure some hard work, but still thin enough to do some precise work, especially since it is a convex edge, which I will tell you a little bit more in a moment. The handle length is 11.6 centimeters, which for me is perfect. I mean, it's not too long, it's very handy, but I still have some room, so I can keep it like that and make very refined, precise woodwork. Yeah, some feather sticking, things like that. I can move my hand like that, and then I have more leverage. I can hit harder. I can even move my fingers like that. So yeah, it's like you can already use it like a hatchet. And even to this point, there is some, here you have some thinner portion of the handle, and it makes your grip very secure. I would prefer to have it even a little bit thinner. Here I've seen some examples that some units that have this portion of the handle even thinner. River, of course, is that they are handmade knives, so that there are differences between examples, units of those. But yeah, it's still very secure, very nice handle. In general, I like it a lot. This size here. This part of the I completely forgot the English name of this part. In Polish it would be jelec. It's very secure. It stops your hand sliding down the edge, which is great for me, but it's also not like aggressive. It's very comfortable, and it doesn't get in the way, so it's like you can use the knife even as a skinning knife for hunting. I don't do hunting, but and it's not designed for hunting for sure, but as again, it's a versatile knife, so you can use it for skinning, for hunting, for sure. This part, the pommel, it's well, probably you should not try to hit anything that is sharp, made of metal, because you can also harm this part of it. If you miss, then you will have a problem. But for wood processing, food processing, natural materials, it is great with this pattern here. All of those, this part and this part, is made of stainless steel, so very durable. You can rely on that for sure. Yeah, basically, I think that's it regarding the size of the knife, the proportions. Regarding the materials that were used, so here we have CPM 3V steel, tool steel, powder steel. I'm using this knife for 1 month already. No sharpening at all. It's not shaving anymore, or maybe a little bit. Not really shaving anymore, but it cuts through paper very easily still after 1 month of using it. Again, no sharpening, so it's great. I love it, the steel. The handle material is leather, which I use some special leather handles or leather products, fat, to make it to impregnate, also forgot the English name, but yeah, to make it water resistant. You don't have to do it. Actually, by using it by your bare hands, the moisture, the sweat that the fluids that your hand produce, it will just work. You don't need to use anything else. But I did it, and it make it the color is a little bit nicer after that, and there is this nice matte, shiny appearance to it right now, so it's a little bit nicer, but you don't have to care that much about it. What is important to know, this is not a stainless steel and this is leather, so probably you don't want to put it in the water for a longer period of time, or just leave it completely wet. But again, it's not like it's something that needs a lot of maintenance. It's somewhere in the middle. It should be fine, even for someone who lives in a very moist areas. No problem there. Ergonomics, again, the blade, I really like that this part of the blade here is short, then the straight part of the edge is very long. I just like it. A lot of area, or the length that you can work in this part. And of course, for skinning and some feather sticking, you can also use this one. This one can be sharpened, but since it's not very aggressive shape, it's not really meant for stabbing things, so not make a lot of sense. Sure, you can do it. It's a military-based design, but not really meant for fighting as a primary purpose, so keep it in mind. I don't recommend it. It will make buttoning less efficient. Important thing, don't put your finger here while you are working. It's not meant for your finger. It's just to make the sharpening easier, and it's dangerous. It's the thing about convex, if you are not familiar with it, is that it doesn't appear, if you touch it, it doesn't appear as sharp as it is. And I can show you here exactly here how sharp it can be. I did it with the knife, with the kitchen knife that I sharpened myself in a convex, and yeah, it went straight to the bone, like through butter. So yeah, be careful. Don't put your finger here when you are working with it. The edge, again, the shape is a convex. I really like it. Some people claim that the V-shape, Scandi shape, is better for wood processing, the fine work like feather sticking or things like that. I don't think that's true. I mean, it works a little bit in a different way. You need to get used to it, yeah, and then it would be fine. but that's the only thing that you need to keep in your mind, that it is a little bit different, but you gain a much better edge retention. So steel is one thing, but the shape of the geometry of the blade is very important, and having this belly here makes it retain the edge much longer. Also, it's a little bit better for splitting wood, so it works a little bit like an axe. Yeah, it just splits better than the Scandi grain, I believe. At least this is my experience. You can use it to scrap your fire steel. Works. Also some fine wood processing, creating some fine feathers also will work. It's not the sharpest spine I've seen. It's somewhere in the middle, so it's both comfortable and can be used with yeah, fire steel, for instance. And you can make it sharper easily. So if you want to, you can make it sharper very easily. That's not a problem. It's like somewhere in the middle. I like it. What else about ergonomics? As I mentioned, the handle is perfect for me. I have middle-size hands, small middle, let's say, and it's very good. It's fat. It's yeah, it's like glued to your hand. I love it. It's very good. The weight of the whole knife is 300 grams, 305 grams. Of course, it's handmade, so it can be a little bit different, but not too much. And from my experience, it's very good. I was keeping it on my belt while I was hiking, and it was like sporty type of hiking, going very fast, even running, using hiking sticks, lightweight backpack, very good fast tempo, 5 hours, 6 hours, and I was just forgetting that I have it on my belt. No problems with it. So it's not too heavy, but still it's a solid tool. It's not like, you know, small bushcraft knife. You can really rely on it as only one tool that you have. Yeah, so it's like this mythical one tool to do it all. The part of this is the sheet, leather sheet, very solid one, nice color. You can also make it more water resistant if you want, but I don't live in such area that there is a lot of water, so yeah, no problem there. Again, very solid, very easy to use with knife. You can put it very easily in, out. It comes very tight. Right now it's quite easy. You can adjust some additional paracord or whatever you want to make it easier to use with gloves, but I don't feel like I need it. It comes very tight, so you just need to close it the first time you use it and leave it like there for a day or two, and the skin will just, the leather, sorry, will adjust. No problem with it. I really like the appearance of it. It's like military, classic. Yeah, really nice as a whole concept, the knife and the sheet. Yeah, so far I said almost only good things about the knife, and I really wish to be able to finish at this point. There is a problem, unfortunately. Small one. I just found out that you can see the shadow over here, this portion, and you can, my finger like stops here, and the same is in this area. Why? This pommel rotated a little bit. I'm not sure if it was a pommel or one of those rings that are here. Maybe it was because I was chopping with it, like keeping knife like this, handling knife like this, and maybe that's what make it rotate. Maybe it was differences in temperature. I was using it in the winter time. Right now we have winter time in Poland, so it was yeah, the temperature was changing, so maybe some internal pressures moved something. It wouldn't be such a big deal for me, but unfortunately I have also Boone from Bark River, which has also such a pommel, aluminium one. And in Boone, after 1 day of usage, this happened after 1 month. In Boone, after 1 month of usage, the whole pommel was just, I could this one I cannot move actually. So if it moved, yeah, it's not easy. In Boon, I was able to just use my fingers to rotate it like 60 degrees here and there. That was not good. Definitely, I sent it back to the shop I get it from, and they sent it back to Bark River for repairment. But I'm a little bit afraid that the problem here is that the only thing that keeps the pommel in place, not allow the rotation, is the tension created by the screw, or whatever the name of this part is. And that's actually a huge problem for me, design problem. So this part of knife, the metal that is inside, is very wide. It's solid one. This is not a knife that, you know, will break. It's a tank. But if this portion of the knife that comes into the pommel doesn't actually go into the pommel, or it's round over there, and there's like no structural thing that comes, like a rectangular one that comes into the pommel and keep it from rotation, and then you put only screw to, you know, avoid this movement in the axis of the knife, then it is, in my opinion, it is a huge construction problem with this knife and Boon. I'm not sure. I was not able to unscrew this one. It's very, you know, like tight. I don't want to break anything. It's still under warranty, so I don't want to touch it. I hope that this problem will not go worse, that it will stay as it is, hopefully. If not, of course, I will send it back. And I hope that they will fix my Boon. But yeah, this is something that you should keep in your mind before buying this one. That's actually the second knife that I have from Bark River, and I already start to see the same problem that I have with Boon. In Boon, it was a very serious one. Here it's just again, you know, like a shadow. It's very slight. I'm very precise guy, so it still annoys me. I don't like it, and it's like, you know, yeah, it's like a shadow on this perfect machine, this perfect tool that I have here. I would prefer this not happening. Then it would be a perfect knife, definitely like a perfect, the most perfect tool that I own actually. If this will not be a problem actually, then I can honestly say that this is the best knife, the best tool actually that I ever owned. Yeah? We will see how the Boon situation will be solved. We will see how this pommel will behave in the future. Probably I will keep you updated, but yeah, keep it in mind before purchasing it. That's it, guys. Thank you very much, and wish you a pleasant day. Stay safe.